What's up, everybody? I have no idea when this meteor shower is supposed to start. Not sure. Not sure. Guys, it's a beautiful night out. I don't really go live that often. I'm watching all the planes, all the stars. Apparently, honk if you're horny. See, I'm blue. I'm blue. Oh my god. See, I could turn the lights on, but I don't want to. I got I really don't want to turn the light on. What is this? Graphics? Guys, I don't know what the hell just happened. Alright, looks like we're back. I'm just trying to see what it was saying. I still don't know what's going on. Son of a bitch. Alright, I have no idea what the hell is going on. Trying to make it lighter out here for you guys, but I just wanted to come out here because, like, I do this almost every night now. I like to come out here, look up at the sky. Not necessarily do anything or whatever, but just chill out. Tell them where the source of the gnats were coming from, and it wasn't the cat litter box. Apparently, in my backpack, something exploded, and I didn't know it. It was a couple of those peanut butter and honey packets. As soon as I started looking through stuff, my backpack started getting all moldy and then had maggots all over it. And I was like, yeah, I think I found the source. So I shampooed the carpet, sprayed it out, aired it. They should at least be dying off soon. Which would be nice. But apparently tonight there's supposed to be like a meteor shower. If it's not tonight, then it's probably in the morning sometime. But I was watching Casper's site, and he was doing his live stream, and you could see UFOs in the sky, and you could see the meteors, and you could see satellites. It was really cool. That's why I drank a cup of coffee, because I'm like, I want to stay up for a little bit just to see if I can see anything. I think the last time I did a live stream with y'all, like, actually not a live stream. The last time I did a video out here on the porch at night was during the thunderstorm. You know, I remember there was nights where, let me see if I can set this up better because I don't want it to fall. So I remember back when I was a kid, my cousin Brad and I used to tell all these ghost stories and stuff at night. and it was crazy. We used to stay up until like 2 in the morning telling stories. We used to talk about the Goat Man. We talked about the Ice Cream Man. We talked about what's that? I think it was the Corn Man. It was like an evil entity that had to do with corn. It was fun back in the day. I remember, we had so much fun when we were kids. Like just my cousin Brad, my cousin Jamie, my sister, and I. Like we all got into some crazy shit back in the day. Like we had fun with firecrackers. And behind my cousin Brad's house, there was a huge pond. And I remember we took a PVC pipe, stuck a bunch of uh, bottle rockets in it, and put it right up next to a hornet's nest. And we had it running for like 20, 30 feet. And we lit the fuse at the very end, shoved it in, and then we started booking it back to the house, which was like another 50 yards away. And we booked it back to the house, and we get like almost halfway to the house, and we hear it go kablooey. You see the hornet's nest just explode, and then a huge swarm of hornets, and then they start coming after us, and so we start booking it and booking it. We're scared shitless because the hornets were like huge, not like Japanese hornets, but they were just regular sized hornets. We get back to the house, we get inside, we slam the door shut, and my uncle's like, "Hey, why the fuck did you just slam my door?" And he looks over at the door, and there's a bunch of fucking hornets on the door. He's like, "Good point. I would have done the same shit." That was fun. I remember we used to go to Wall Lake in Portland, Indiana. Brad, Jamie, my sister, Uncle Keith, Aunt Carrie, my mom, my stepdad. We used to go there and go swimming when we were kids. And out by my Uncle Keith's house, there was a Gilead Lake. We used to go there and go fishing all the time. And I remember one time, my cousin Brad, he's like telling his younger brother, "Hey, it's okay. Like the ice is thick enough to walk out on." And then his dumbass walks out there, crack goes right into the ice cold water, and so Brad and I hurry up, and then we take our coats off. Like we're freezing our asses off, but we took our coats off because we didn't want Jamie to freeze to death and get hypothermia. And so my sister booked it all the way back to the house, got my Uncle Keith, and he came with the truck and came and picked Jamie up and picked the rest of us up and took us back to the house and got us inside and chewed our ass out for doing that, but then ended up giving us hot chocolate and warm clothes. Sat us all next to the heater, but my uncle was proud that my cousin Brad and I like stuck together and gave up our winter coat just to make sure that Jamie didn't get hypothermia. I remember even when I was younger, it was like a year after my mom married Jack, and we went to God. Where were we? We were somewhere like in the northern part of Michigan, and we're at this house that's got a pool, and oh no, wait, we were over. Was that Uncle Rodney's house? I think it was Uncle Rodney's house because like we went over there. He had a pool in the backyard. My sister thought it was a genius idea to see if she could walk on water. So her dumbass, because there's like a blue tarp thing that goes over the pool, like a pool cover thing over an in-ground pool, and her dumbass decided to go walking on it and fell and got trapped underneath the tarp. My uncle Keith and my uncle Jim seen what happened and hurried up and sprinted outside. They jumped in there, they rescued her and got her out. And my mom looked at me, and I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, we were going, and I turned around, she decided she wanted to walk on water, and I tried to stop her, but let's see if I can. Y'all, I remember, oh, good Lord. This was back in the day. Like, my sister and I used to tag team on hurting each other and beating each other up and doing things to each other. Like, it was bad. I mean, I think I've talked about this before on a live stream, but like my sister would do something to me, and then I come back and I do something to her, and then she'd bully me, I come back and bully her. And it was always a cat and mouse game between the both of us. And so, like one time, she sprayed perfume on my Pop Tart. I came out of the bathroom and sat down to watch. What was I watching? I was watching. I think I was watching the Disney Channel. Either that or National Geo. Like I grew up watching National Geographic and Steve Irwin. Rest in peace. But like I come out of the bathroom, I sit down in the chair in the living room, and I go to eat my Pop Tart, and I get this nasty, horrid taste in my mouth. My sister comes around the corner and starts laughing her ass off, and so we were out playing softball. I tossed the ball up in the air, and she walked right up under it and went right on top of her head. And then she did something to me, and then we were in the station wagon after we had just got back home from a road trip, and I thought my sister was getting out the other side where she was sitting, but she decided she wanted to get on my side, and as I was shutting the door, her dumbass decided to stick her hand in where the door jammed, and jammed her fingers in the door as it locked, and I felt like shit afterwards, and she was screaming bloody murder until my mom opened the door, and she looked at me. She's like, "Well, they closed the door on me. I'm just sitting there like, dude, like I thought you were going out the other side. Like, what the hell?" So about a month or so later, uh, our neighbor, Mister, I forgot his name. I keep wanting to say Mr. Rogers, but that's not his name. He had a really nice dog too, right next door. They were having like an auction, and so my mom had the window open, and my mom's window in her bedroom has to be propped open with a stick. So I'm literally right there in the window. I got my hands in the windowsill, and I'm looking out, and my sister comes right up, pulls the stick, and the window goes bam right down on my fingers. She's laughing her ass off, and my mom is like, "Cassandra Murray, why the fuck did you do that?" She's like, "Well, this motherfucker shut the door on my fingers on the station wagon." And I'm like, "That's not even fair." We took a trip with our stepdad at the time, Jack, and we went down to Tennessee first, and then Jack asked, Jack asked, Jack had asked my mom, my sister, and I if we wanted to go back to Michigan or if we wanted to get another route and go on a longer trip. So we all looked at each other. We said, "A longer trip, obviously, duh." So we got a route all the way to where was it? It was either Austin or Houston, Texas. So we were in the semi truck, like all four of us plus my sister's cat, and we took a truck ride in that semi all the way down to, I think it was Houston, Texas, and we dropped off a load, and then we picked up a load of tires and went all the way up to Denver, Colorado. This is what sparked me in the whole getting out of one state and just travel and see the world and see the country. Is it got instilled in me with traveling from one state to another state, and I like it. I like the adventure and I like traveling, but the entire trip, like I was in a cast because I had going back to like before the trip. Uh, I I had saved up enough money to buy a blue and yellow aluminum Next bike at Walmart. It was the coolest BMX bike ever. It had like chrome style rims on it. Had a little chrome in the paint job. Obviously a fake chrome. And so my friend Derek and I, he's a handicapped kid. We go just outside of town where there's like this huge hill. And we get up on top of the hill, and I look at him. I said, "I'll race you down, and I'm gonna beat your ass." He's like, "No, no, no, I'm gonna beat you." And so we're like, "Ready, set, go!" And so I started riding. I stepped down on the pedal, and then I blacked out. When I came to, my bike was up on the hill. Then the pedal was halfway between the bike and I was literally like 10, 15 yards away from the bicycle. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened, bro? So I, I stand up and I look at my friend Derek and he's pointing down at my leg. And he's like, jit, 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 jit. And so I look down and I'm like, why the fuck is my leg wet? Like, what? Did I piss myself as I went down? And so I looked down and I noticed there was a huge gash in my leg where like, there's this where the pedal is right here, but like up here where it connects directly to the the gear shaft on it. It had a sharp point, and that sharp point cut right into my leg. It cut literally about 6 centimeters away from the bone. And so I had to get 12 stitches. And my mom would have rushed me to the ER, but we had uh, what do you call it? A child doctor, um, pediatric doctor right there in town. So we went to the doctor, and he looked at it and he goes, "Yeah, we need to get you in the operating room." So they got me in there, and they stuck a needle in like 6 different places in the wound, numbed it all, and so there was a nurse that was like holding me to keep me calm. My mom came up and she was doing like one of these numbers where she's got her arms crossed, but she's like laying down literally on my side to keep me down because she didn't want me to look down at how bad my injury was, and she wanted to keep me calm during the entire incisions as they were doing the stitches. My dumbass sister walks right over to the doctor and goes, "Can I watch? I'm really interested in this. Can I watch?" So the doctor's sewing me up. The nurse is like, "Yeah, honey, it's okay." And then she stood right there with the nurse, and my sister's like, "Ooh, this is fascinating." And he let me take a book home, and it was Superman. That's how I first learned about Superman. Was thank you to the doctor, Dr. Martin. That's what his name was, Dr. Martin. So, thank, thankful, thankfully for that doctor, I was able to learn who Superman was, and it helped me get through that little traumatic situation because I had a cast on my leg, dude. Like, I couldn't walk, I couldn't put any pressure on my leg because like there's 12 stitches, and I had that huge gash in my leg. Like, I'll never forget that. But I'll never forget, like, when we went all the way to Denver, Colorado, we were staying at a Motel 8 or Super 8 or something like that. It had 8 in it, and it was literally like weeks later to the point where the doctor's like, "Yeah, we can get the cast off," and so we went to a local ER and we got the cast taken off and got it wrapped up. And the doctor's like, "Yeah, now that you got the cast off, like, you're cleared. So that way, if you want to go in chlorine water, like the swimming pools, you can go swimming. Just be very careful with your legs." So I'm like, "Okay." So we're at the hotel and they got this pool out there. It was a gorgeous pool, and it was like 6, 7 o'clock at night, and it was dark out, and people were playing in the pool. We were all having a good time, and I look over, I see my sister, and she's looking and talking to this boy, and me being the older sibling, I was like, "It's time to pull a prank." So I swam my happy ass right up behind her without her knowing it and untied her uh, bikini top. It started coming off, and she had to cover up her chest and literally like embarrass the shit out of her in front of the kid that she was talking to. And then I look over and I see like there was a floaty in the water, like someone's turd was floating on the water. Everybody's like, "Get out of the water! There's a floaty!" Literally one of the funniest shit that I've ever seen. So after we got done with uh, oh, after we got done with the load in Denver, Colorado, uh, we took a load back to Michigan and we dropped that off. And then we dropped the semi truck off and got in the station wagon heading back home. The hell was that? Oh, was the water turning on? I think the sprinklers are turning on. I just had a lot of fun when I was a kid besides the bad parts. Like, someone taught me, you could sit and you could think about the negative parts about your childhood all the time, but you're not going to go anywhere. It's better to think about the positive in life and the funny things that happen in life that make memories that'll last forever. Like, my sister, she used to date this guy named Corey Caro, I think. I, the kid's name was Corey. And I was in school with his older brother, Kevin. And I just remember, like, my sister had just. Like, I'm jumping all over the timeline from when I was younger to when I was in the teens. And I remember, God, I had to be like 25, 26. Literally, when I started my YouTube channel, my sister had a Pontiac Fiero, I believe it was. It's where the engine was in the back and the trunk was a frunk that was in the front. I remember like her and Corey had broken up, and so we were trying to get her mind off of stuff. So I asked her, "Do you want to go swimming at Gilead or at fuck? Do you want to go swimming at Wall Lake?" I don't know why I said Gilead. We never swam at Gilead. We only swam at Wall Lake. So she's like, "Yeah, we'll go to Wall Lake. I'm down." She's like, "You want to test the theory?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" So she put what was it? It was bratwurst. She took bratwurst and she wrapped it in aluminum foil and she secured it right where the engine and the manifold and stuff was. And she's like, "You want to cook these sons of bitches?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" What's a little carbon monoxide and engine oil gonna do for it? You know what I mean? Like, what's what what's like exhaust gonna do for it? Like, what's anyways? Like, we get down to Wall Lake, and I look at her. I'm like, "Tell me the motherfuckers are cooked, because I don't believe you." So when she bought them, they were the raw ones, like the uncooked ones. So we get down to Wall Lake, and she's like, "Well, let me open up the back." So she opens up where the engine is. She pulls it out. She's like, "Oh my god, this shit is hot!" And I'm like, "Here, let me get it." So I used one of my shirts or my towel that I took with me. I take it and I take it out. We take it over to the picnic table and we open it up. It's fucking steaming. So she smells it, I smell it, and she's like, "It doesn't even smell like a car." And I'm like, "No, it don't." And then she's like, she swipes her hand on one, and she's like, "It don't even taste like an engine or a car or oil or any of that shit." And I'm like, "Well, fuck it, let's chow down." She's like, "Well, since they're cooked, let's just put it back over by the engine so they stay warm, so that way we can swim and not screw our swimming up by having where we just eat and then go swimming because we didn't want to upchuck or any of that stuff." So we go swimming and we come back. Them fucking sausages were still hot. So she pulled out some hot dog buns and she had little packets of ketchup and mustard. I was gonna say mayo, but she didn't have mayo. But she pulls it out and we just dink it and then sink it. So like we hit each other's bratwurst, and we both ate it at the same time, and I'll never forget that. I'll never forget going to the Bronson Viking games during the Fourth of July. No, during the homecoming games. Like they had bakeries and stuff like people were selling like cookies and all that stuff just to raise money for their class. And then they had the concession stand selling nachos and burgers and hot dogs, and we just had fun. Except I never knew that my sister was a goddamn cheerleader. That's news to me. I remember every year back home, by the high school, they always shoot out fireworks, and we always, like every one of us, always met with the veterans between the elementary school and the high school. We always met with them, shook their hands, said thank you for your service, saluted them, and then went to the fireworks show. Very American. Very American to do. Very America. I done tell you what, we're gonna get America. I had a lot of fun times and bad times when I was a child. Like I said, I could sit and focus on all the negative all the time, but like focusing on the positive means a lot more. Like every year back home, we have this little festival called Polish Festival, and every day or every year since I was a kid, it is like it is getting worse and worse and worse, and they're running out of money and budget. And if Kara Keegan and Jen wouldn't have fucked up my YouTube channel and my monetization, I wanted to buy a house back home. And I wanted to buy my mom's house and just pay all of her bills to make sure she like has nothing to pay. That way she could retire. And I wanted to take that money and invest it into the Polish Festival and the mud bugs and the truck and tractor pulls. I wanted to invest in it. I wanted to get drones up there. I wanted to get a team of camera operators that would get like different angles and different shots and make it for my channel more like a episode, like a TV episode for the mud bogs. And get GoPros in each truck as they do their thing, and getting mics on the drivers. That way they're all mic'd up, they all have cameras, and we got drones and multi different shots. Really big production basically. And then get like shots of the crowd and people drinking their Bud Light and their Miller draft beer and all that good stuff. So many dreams. No way, I just caught that. With my own eyes, and I couldn't even show you. I just saw a shooting star. Made a wish. Let's hope that the wish comes true. That was so cool to see. It just went streaking from north to south. I mean, I know we're supposed to have a meteor shower tonight, or early in the morning. my leg. I just wish the aspirin would kick in already because I got the brace on my right uh, ankle for my right fibula. And yeah, I wear a brace because if I don't, I will literally be limping really, really, really bad. And that's why I'm normally in a wheelchair, is because of how bad my leg can get because of the injury. Now it's a hairline. No, it wasn't a hairline fracture, you dumb shit. I had a major crack in my fibula. Then in the heel of my foot, I had about 45 miniature cracks in my heel. It was a bad break. The doctors didn't do surgery on it because I was homeless at the time. So it just makes me, where I have days where I can walk semi okay. The rest of the time I'm in a wheelchair because it's hard to walk. I mean, imagine you break your right fibula and instead of the doctor doing surgery, it heals wrong and the bones didn't align correctly. So when you're trying to walk and you're trying to go without the brace, you get that one piece that is just sharper than the others and it goes directly into my nerves. It makes it hard to walk. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stay up all night. So one shooting star, that's good enough for me, I guess. So my body's like, bitch, you need to go to bed. And I was wearing that a week jelly bra most of the day, and took it off a little bit ago and switched to my sports bra because I was having a panic attack and it was feeling like it was like cutting into me because of the panic attack. So I just took it off and put on this sports bra, which is kind of loose fitting, and I feel a little bit better because like I started coughing and I was like, it was hard to breathe. But I was also having a panic attack and anxiety attack. That's what happens when you have BPD and PTSD. You have to deal with this shit. But at least I got this YouTube channel. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. I rarely ever open up about my past and stuff, guys. And having you guys watch, like whether you watch it live or you watch it later, I just want to thank you. Because my previous YouTube channel, I never really got to show the real me and what I'm like, and what's a better way than to do vlogs that show my personal life and do live streams like this where I just get to open up to you guys and talk about my past and all that. But I'm gonna pack it up. I'm getting tired of shit. I'm wanting to go to bed. But I will see you guys later.